People, deluded, I'm back again. Now, first and foremost, to my man, them and my friends that I'm going to meet up with in a few hours, and I know you watched my deluded thing because you were saying you were going to. I was just about to, you almost got me, I was just about to cuss bad word at you, but you lot know what I would normally cuss you lot about behind the camera, or away from the camera, better yet. So I'm calling you that. If you're watching this, you know your names. But Arsenal obviously drew 2-2. For me, people, what can I sit here and say? You can go and look at any of my vids from the previous games we've been playing. I'm sure you can go back with your own mental notes or physical notes or however you document watching games yourselves. And you can remove the opposition and the scoreline, but you'll find the one consistency you'll find is how we've played, the errors which have led us to a certain way, and it's on Emery. The players have given up, man. The players will give you lip service and say we're behind him, we're a group and this and that, but the man, they are individuals like us, like me and you. The man, they are human. The man, they got families. You don't think like, not to name drop Lacazette, but you don't think Lacazette's people them aren't saying, yo, what going for your Arsenal, what going for Unai, and they're not. I'm not saying he's telling them everything, but they're sound pieces. You don't think them players like today, they're looking around at each other, and if they're not questioning each other and having it out with themselves, they have to all be looking at Emery. I very much doubt there's one single player that genuinely believes in Unai Emery. I'm not trying to say Saka doesn't or anything, but when you hear young Bukayo Saka, he'll give the lip service when speaking about Emery, but you kind of get his real admiration when he speaks about Lombard. Do you get it? Like, no one really praises Emery. And why is that? Because we can't see anything. Tinkering all the time, being reactive to his own mistakes. 5 at the back against a team that's 19th. For what reason? Again, mentally, we're conceding goals, we're low on confidence, so I get the need for solidarity and whatnot, but it doesn't make sense. And why it should all be thrown out of the window is because you haven't. Now, Holding's been terrible when he's been here this season. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm a big Holding fan, but he's been terrible. He needs to get his form. You ain't got Holding. If you had, you could have probably ran a Holding, Chambers and David Luiz as the back three. I lie, people. Tell me I'm lying. They're probably the 3 best ball-playing defenders in the squad at the moment. You could probably say ball-playing Mustafi, give or take, might be levels with someone, but Mustafi's a train wreck. He's on the bench, though. He's playing Socrates. If you're going to play Socrates, surely you play him where Chambers is on the right-hand side, where obviously you can't because Chambers is trying to help do the Bellerin thing, or you play him in the middle and then you let Luiz play on the left-hand side, who is slightly more comfortable with a ball at either feet. You saw Socrates had a terrible game first and foremost for Socrates. Some of his decision-making was baffling, like you lot saw, to put it nicely. A man are trying to dribble across the area, people are losing balls collectively all over the field in dangerous areas. It's Sunday League, but I won't say he's been set up to fail, but he's been set up to fail, and Emery's reacting to this. That's why he took off Chambers. I don't think Chambers should have been the one to get subbed. Bless me, people. Apologies. I don't think Chambers should have been the one to get subbed, but he was. That's him reacting to his mistake. Now, he said Pepe had a knock and whatnot. I understand that, fair enough, if he had a knock and he weren't fit enough to start. But surely, the team were playing, the confidence they're low on. You go Lacazette, Aubameyang and/or Pepe, well, all 3 of them, and you make him, and you go out there, you score early goals, you kind of put the game to bed, and then you take him off 60, 70 minutes, let him get a rest. No, he's reacting to his mistakes. He's bringing on Joe. Now, I've got nothing wrong with Joe and Martinelli. When they came on, obviously Martinelli did his thing to kind of aid Lacazette scoring his second, and Joe done well. But for me, the Joe Willock substitution in particular for Torreira, obviously Joe is more expansive and he's a bit more box-to-box and final third than Torreira. But that one there, through no fault of Joe, screamed that Emery not got no ideas. He don't know what he wants. Like, he's expecting Joe Willock to make the difference. Similar to how he threw him on in the Europa League and he put in a nice little cameo and injected some energy and spirit, but he ain't going to do it because through no fault of his own. Emery's ran out of ideas. Emery has not. He talks in his post game about responsibility and he takes no responsibility really and truly. He speaks about, I need to find solutions. The only solution is ending with you bringing in your P45. You're not the man to take us forward. I hope to God I can be wrong in May and whatnot and get top 4. But we're finished. We're 10 or so points, forgive me if I'm wrong, my maths is dead, against Leicester already in November. Considering the summer you had, considering the lessons, you should have, forget the squad for a sec, because they should learn lessons, but Emery himself should have learned. Hasn't shown it. He showed nothing in pre-season to show we're going to look anything better defensively. So can we really be shocked that we're a shambles, people? People think, if Emery's here, do you think if Saliba came in January or the end of the season, it's going to be all fun and games for Saliba? Saliba is a young man. we're going to throw him into this defence and think he can change anything. But the real issue is there's no effing plan there, people. There is no plan in midfield. There's no plan in defence. There's no plan with our strikers. We've got no focal point. Strikers are out wide, let alone Aubameyang. If you're a defender, Aubameyang, Harry Kane, Sergio Aguero, all these strikers, when you hear you're playing against them in the week, you're having nightmares. You don't want to sleep. Your wife's all trying to touch you up and do the kinky thing. You're not even on it because you're thinking he's on your mind. And then you see him on a match day, Aubameyang's playing out wide. Are you not licking your lips, people? We're playing against Southampton, one of the lowest scorers in the league, in true Arsenal fashion. They score 2. What's going on? We conceded in the first 8 minutes, chasing the game. What's going on? We're switching off for one of the goals we conceded, the first one. What's going on? The penalty. I didn't think it was a pen, seen it first time, I ain't seen it again, but from what I told, it's a pen. I'm not even going to name drop Tierney, because I think Tierney did alright beyond that today, and everyone was crap, but he tried, didn't it? That's the latest error. If it's not Tierney in this today, it's Socrates. If it's not Socrates, it's Louise. If it's not Louise, it's Guendouzi switching off, or Xhaka switching off, or this striker, or this guy losing it half off the pitch and whatnot. The lack of focus is alarming, because these are some of these professional footballers, bar the young ones, are experienced. Like, you lot have shown me, Emery's not the man. Exit Emery. These players have shown me you don't want top 4. You haven't got it. You haven't got it. You have not got it. You can talk about, Lacazette can come out and talk about confidence all he wants. Socrates and Holding, to be fair, Holding weren't even involved today, so he's catching a stray. They can talk. The doing is expensive. The admin on Arsenal's Twitter can come out and say good work in progress when we're training. But what are we doing in training? What are we doing to show our fans on a match day? What are we doing in training? Even when we're losing, like, if it was a thing, I'm sure most Arsenal fans over these last 2 years, or including this year, would have accepted these mistakes within reason. If we could see the team moving forward, like, okay, we're improving defensively, we're not switching off from corners as much, but we conceded that goal. We're still here with a man for 15 months talking about finding solutions, with the team still at a shambles, especially defensively. It's a ridiculous thing, people. We're defending like Sunday League. Imagine Southampton, they had a 20-goal lead striker in their squad. They're beating us 5-2 today, people. Maybe even 6-7. Of course, I'm exaggerating. But it's the latest team where you're looking at, and it's been poor. Needed 12 points from the next 4 games, people. In true Arsenal fashion, 3 points have been dropped, so you have to ask question marks. The players haven't got the ball. The manager isn't the man to do this. So scrap the season. Scrap the season. Go out there and use these months to go and have these informal meetings with whoever this next manager is. Whether it won't be Poch, but people are always going to link Poch, and it won't be Allegri, but him too. Or go out and find that manager who can play attacking football, that has the values and the principles and is able to develop young players. And everything that we want is he was a closer match. We need a plan. Signing Emery shows that we didn't have a plan. Yeah, in paper at the time he might have had credentials, but it just screams now a safe pair of hands. He's won Europa League, he's worked in the same model. We were told be excited in the summer. And in true Arsenal fan fashion, we have been let down by the board. Now we have to look away from Emery. We need to look at the board now, because Emery's now being here and allowed to do this failing thing. And for me, we're a long way away from Champions League and all these things, but fans deserve to have a manager they can get behind and someone that we can believe in and see us building. Look at Brendan Rodgers. If we had a thing where Brendan Rodgers, but we're just not quite good enough to get top 4, then we move forward. But there's nothing to get behind with Emery. Emery doesn't scream like anyone to get behind anyways, but he's not showing it. No players excelling. Players are not being played in their roles. Players are being brought back, frozen and out, and then brought back in. Not only, I guarantee you these players don't believe in him. And he's lost them. I'm seeing our players walking back. I'm seeing the man them that cost 50 plus million. People that you would say as our star players and the biggest shirt sellers, they're walking. People are not celebrating. They should have celebrated them equalisers because of how we messed up. But man, I'm not gassed off that. It's appalling, people. Emery needs to do the right thing and resign. I get it. You should always have resilience in life, but you are not the man. You can't believe you're the man to take us forward, people. He can't. Emery genuinely can't believe he's the man to take us forward as a football club. He can't. And if he does believe that, they need to relieve him of his duties. I get the compensation issue and whatnot, but look at Spurs. Whether it bangs for Spurs or not, of course, as an Arsenal fan, if Jose to Spurs does not bang, I'm going to be first there to be bantering them. But they've taken that risk. They've taken that risk. They've tried to go out there and seize our destiny. We're just oohing and ahhing and sitting on our thumbs. And as we do it in the transfer window, we do it with contracts, and we do it on an effing football pitch. Can we be surprised? it is what it is. It's here to stay. There's nothing to get behind. It's Europa League or bust. If we haven't known that already, we're not going to win the Europa League, in my opinion. So it's another season of simply preparing for 5:55 kickoffs and playing against part-time uni students on plastic pitches and things, because the players and Emery especially, you've thrown it away. We are going to drop more points this season. We are dropping points. We've got some tough games and some tough away games to go to. We're allowing Southampton, who have struggled to score, to get to. They're 19th, people. We should be doing much better than that. Like, it's appalling, people. Like, it's just appalling. It's just not on. Like, it doesn't matter whether we've won, lost or drawn. We're seeing the same thing week in, week out against every opposition. And the fans don't deserve that. Like, players don't know their jobs. We don't know what to expect from the players. The players are injecting their nervousness and staleness onto the fans. Like, it's appalling, people. I've got nothing more to say. So on that note, people, deluded. I'm out.